Heaven, all you beautiful and gorgeous souls out there, welcome to the Healing Rainbow. So there's so much controversy on this whole twin flame thing. And I get where people are coming from. You know, people say it's real, other people say it is not real, a person can't complete you, etc. Well, it is real. However, the people who aren't actually a twin flame and don't understand the journey, they can play off of people's emotions, and seems to be a pretty booming business, and it's interesting. Not sure why it is that way. I don't think it should be that way. As I mentioned before, I didn't know what a twin flame was coming into this, and I never got the information from YouTube or other social media platforms. It came to me through within my meditations when I was tapping into my soul and connecting with spirit. So that's how I know that it's true, and I'm walking on this path. I've always known there was that true and unconditional, divine, pure love out there. And there is. It's God. And God runs through our veins. It's our power. It's spirit that, runs through us. The spirit runs through every single thing on earth, through all life forms, through all things. So that twin flame journey is that inner journey to remember that you are a piece of spirit, and that we're all one, and it's about returning home. And within that, we experience many different lifetimes, different lives, and always coming back to remember, coming back home, bringing us back to our soul, back to the oneness of it all. I was meditating last night, and I started practicing the letting go of the physical bond with my twin flame. As I said in my previous video, I want to renounce that vow that we made to trigger each other into that awakening state. While that triggering is over, I have woken up, he hasn't. And again, that's his choice. He has free will. But this is a self journey. Me discovering me through this journey. I don't need him to help me discover myself. All I need is my soul, my God, and God. And that's what I was doing last night. I was saying I renounce all physical bonds that I have with my twin. I say his name while I'm saying it, and I renounce these vows. I let go, and I release. And I moved in to a meditation from repeating those words over and over again, and visualizing contracts between us burning in the fire, and cords being cut. and I went deep within, and I connected with my goddess self, Divina. And she shared with me that I did, and I already know this because I've got many downloads in the past, that I am from the star systems. And the star system is part of the light dimension, the light dimensions of where I was, and everything was all one, everything was oneness. We were connected to the mind of God. We lived through the mind of God. We didn't know anything different but love and togetherness and oneness. We could see each other's thoughts. We knew what each other was thinking, but we didn't have thoughts like we do now here on Earth, where our mind is non-stop going and going and going. It's not like that. Our thoughts, our mind, it was clear, it was pure, it was radiant, and there was nothingness, but oneness at the same time. And that's why we twin flames have that telepathic bond. Because when we came from those light dimensions, the star system, there was the oneness with, when I was getting the transmissions from Sirius and Orion, they were one light dimension. And their energy is the twin flame energy. And the original twin flame energy, as I mentioned in my other videos, is Mother and Father God, and as one, they are God. So everything always goes back to that one source. And we just all lived in peace, in harmony, in tranquility together, in this unconditional, divine, and true, and pure love. Nothing was sexual in nature about it at all. Not like when you're here in physical form. We were just who we were. We were just being. And when we came here to Earth, we tried to recreate our home in the light dimension of the stars. And that was Lemuria and parts at the beginning of Atlantis. So everything we tried to recreate looked almost exactly the same. The only difference was here on Earth, it's matter, the physical matter, it's form. And in the light dimensions, it's formless. And everything in the light dimension was all light, crystal clear, and the light would reflect off the water, and it would just create rainbows everywhere. But the water there wasn't like the water here where you get wet and it has substance to it. It was just energy, just light. But as I said, when the light all around us reflected against the water, there was rainbows everywhere. And that's what we tried to recreate on Earth. We had rainbows everywhere, but we had the sun that would reflect against the ocean and the seas, and we had crystals everywhere. Everything, the light would reflect off the crystals, and we'd have rainbows everywhere. It's very, very beautiful. I can't remember every moment on those lifetimes. I just remember how I felt. And that's what we're searching for on this awakening journey, is to go back home. That oneness of being home. And that is with God. That's where we all come from. So, for all of you out there, if you are a true twin flame, continue to cut those physical bonds. We don't need that within this physical body. We already have our spiritual bond. We already have our soul bond, our soul connection as we are one. We don't need attachments. And that's kind of what it is, an attachment with our twin, a physical attachment. And when you go back and read about Buddhism, they talk a lot about attachment. That's what creates that suffering, is when we are attached. So that's that practice of letting go. So let's continue this practice together, all you beautiful and divine feminines out there. The practice of letting go. XOXO, Michelle.